Thank you for joining Outside the Business Boxes podcast, where we hope to ignite your business through systems, employee engagement, marketing, anything that you might need to build a better business. Welcome our host, Chad Murray. Yes, thank you for coming back to Outside the Business Boxes podcast. Yes, I am Chad Murray, and that's my new intro. I felt I needed to shorten it up and have a little fun today with it. And so, hello everybody. It's been a while. It has been since May, and it has really been a journey since May. A lot of stuff has happened. A lot of shenanigans. A lot of economy stuff that happened to us and my business, and quite frankly, we worked through it. And I'm here to get back on my podcast, get back to what I do best, and that is helping people with their business. And I absolutely love it. I've started taking on coaching clients again. Marketing companies still going great. I'm doing a mix of both, so I'm not that I get bored with coaching clients, but I get a little sales in there. I get to sell that a little bit, and while my daughter does the fulfillment with our team of, I think we have 6 or 7 employees, and going really well. And so really making a difference in the marketing world. But I got away from taking on new clients, and I'll tell you why. I have an agenda today on the podcast here. The agenda is I'm going to talk a little bit about what did happen to my business over the last 4 or 5 months. I'm going to talk about trust and what to trust, and I'm gonna give a little bit of a marketing tip and stuff. And so that's kind of be our format from going forward. Is what can I be the best value to you, the listener? And hopefully, maybe someday you'll come work with me and I'll get your business to where you want to go. Or we will get your business to where you want to go. Um, so let me bring you up to speed. So back in May, my last podcast, which if you're listening and the date doesn't really matter because this is in the future for you. But I want to say something first. I With my hiatus, I can't believe how many downloads I've had. So thank you, which has really been killing me to get back on here because I've probably done better with people downloading and listening to my podcast when I'm not doing new episodes. And so it's really nice to see that there are people out there that are listening, and I can see that there's a lot of new listeners as well. So thank you for that. So we get back into our business took the biggest hit we've ever taken this spring and early summer. Never had the shenanigans and just the bomb that hit us with the economy, some management issues, some sales issues. Just everything seemed to come to a head. Hired a new COO. I mean, really, literally, it just the bomb hit us. And we learned a lot of things about our service business. By the way, if you didn't know, I own Master Services, a chimney company in Texas. You know, we did like 4.3 million last year. It's we're a growing, scaling company. I don't work there. I haven't worked there in operations or running the team since 2014, which we're going to get into, which that's the dream everybody wants, is not have to go to work every day but still own a company and and all that. So uh, I will tell you that dream's all been altered for me, and I'll explain here in a little while when we start talking about that. But to go back to Masters, yeah, it was rough. And so you know it we learned what I learned as a guy that's not running my operations anymore is something that I teach everybody all the time. And it's not that I let it go, it's that I put my trust in the wrong stuff. And it what happened is my sales process was not being followed. A new process had been implemented, and quite frankly, my sales team did not know what they were doing. uh, when it came to head, we had to retrain them in June. And I'll tell you, I put my foot in the door on that, and I took the lead on that We took a week off. I got everybody up to speed and how to talk to clients and the anatomy of a sale. And we really role played and got it memorized and got it natural. And we did it for a full week. And then now every Wednesday night we have a meeting. I role play with my guys for an hour, and testing them out. Alan Rush had a lot to helped us with. If you don't know who he is, you can get his morning minutes. Go to Rush Profits. You can get his morning minutes. He has a lot of good sales tips, and it doesn't have to just be in the chimney industry. If you need sales tips for your guys out there to sell, Alan Rush. Sales is sales, man, and so you can any knowledge you want to do is it. And that's another thing that we did with our team is we started promoting self-education. If you're not going to self-educate, why are you here? If you're a sales guy in a certified chimney sweep or going to become a certified chimney sweep, if you're not constantly self-educating, then what are you doing? You're just in a job. You want to build a business inside of a business, which is you as a sales guy. Your guys need to be self-educating. So if you're not promoting self-education, and that, it doesn't matter, having a meeting about a book they might have read, if you're in the chimney industry, Surefire, there's so many things. They can pick up CSIA books or NCSG books and read and find new stuff, read the code books, self-educating. And everyone should take at least, I would say, 30 minutes to an hour every week, if not 15 minutes a day, and self-educate. So we promote that now at Master Services. And we start asking them, what did you do this week, to self-educate? I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to stop doing these meetings. I got asked to not do a meeting a couple weeks ago, and I said, just don't come. If you can't come, don't come. I get it. If you have something else to do and you couldn't make it for an extraordinary reason, okay. Other than that, if you work for Masters in the sales department, sweep department, you are coming to a Wednesday night meeting at 7:00, and I will be there the only day I can foresee not being there is the night before Thanksgiving when we won't have it. So, but the bomb happened when trust was given to a person and not to a system. Hear me out, everybody. Trust your people, but you have to trust the system, and then you have to hold the system accountable. If the people aren't working the system, they either get on board or they get out. I've never been more strong about this statement ever before. You've heard me say this before, but not like this. If you're on YouTube and you can see this on YouTube and you see my face, I am dead serious. I will fire anybody from now on, and I don't care. They have very few chances to not be doing the system. I have no more tolerance anymore for it. Now, I'm not going to be a total asshole about it. They know they're adults. They're in a career. If you choose not to do what we ask you to do, well, you're not doing the job. Point blank. And it's hard when you have people that have been with your business, you're trying to grow, and they don't want to grow with you. I get it. I tell everybody that first starts coaching with me that the people you have today are not going to be with you tomorrow eventually because they can't grow with you. They're used. Let's say it as bluntly as possible. The people that are with you now, before you start coming coaching with me, are used to your shitty management, and that's just what it boils down to. And they thrive in their environment because you really work for them. They don't work for you. And so when you start understanding and taking control of your business, sky's the limit, man. I'm telling you, you can start doing it. So let me tell you what happened to Master. So we had some management changing, some different responsibilities. We moved some stuff around, got rid of a few people, brought in a couple more people. And by July, we turned that ship around. We've been, our bills are around, we also got our bills down a little bit. They were up quite a bit. We got them to a reasonable rate now. And then all of a sudden, we're actually selling more than our bills are. Production is being caught up from that. It took a while to get that caught up, but we're in the break even and making money mode. And we did that in August. Best August we've ever had. And so we didn't quite break even because August we never do, But we came really close and we had the sales, had a couple jobs that we had on the one job, just one of the 4 or 5 jobs that's scheduled for September and October. Had they had gone in August, I would have made money as a chimney company at a 110-degree average this year would have made money. That's how great. And if you with Masters listening to my podcast, thank you. You guys are rock stars, kicking ass out there, educating and asking questions. And so, in the initial phase, that's our kick. We're trying to get everybody familiarized with the process of sales, of inquisitive sales. We want to know what your goal is as a client. So, anyway, that's this summer was a big eye opener. We really got things on track, and it's I wish the best for anybody who's not with us anymore. But the same aspect, you know, good riddance. So, yeah, what can I say about trust the system? When you start building the system, there's the second part of the system. The systems don't fail because your employees don't do it, ultimately. They ultimately fail because you don't do part B of the system, the accountability thing, the follow up. Are you checking every single day that they have done the work? Is somebody checking? It's not real hard in a small company to check to see if pictures were added, if the follow up was done, if it's not real hard to check. It takes you literally 10 minutes a day. Yet business owners don't build the system of accountability on the systems they build. So ultimately, it's your fault. I was a victim to that. I will never be that victim again. I'm making sure that we at Masters are getting our job done and doing it correctly. I'm checking. And so, and I'll make sure the management is doing it. And so, like today, we had a bad review over the weekend from a guy from 3 years ago who had broken panels, refractory panels, and he's ripping us on Google and no warranty, and we're not calling him back, and so I sent an email out to the management. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, so whoever's not handling the reviews, you need to start handling the reviews. And by God, call the guy back. No, we're not going to warranty the panels whether he likes it or not, so the review's probably not going to change. However, uh, you should still call our client. So, okay, trust. So, as you're building out a simple system, let me give everybody the biggest tip you have. If you're skating and just running your business and letting the business run you, the first thing you should do when you're listening to me right now is when you get out of this podcast is find out what is the biggest pain or a little pain, something that bothers you, and tackle it and fix it. Get that elephant off your head and look it straight in the face and solve the system. If you need help, my number is 972-877-3585. Text me. I will help you for free. If it turns into you turn into a long-term client, great. If you need a little help for free, hey, I'm here. I'll help anybody for free. Time consuming and committing, or they'll allow me to. And then if you want regular counseling and coaching and consulting, let's work together. And so I'm trying to put a mastermind together. God damn, it's hard to get this stuff put together. But trying to get 10 to 15 guys or companies, not guys, girls too. I love coaching women. Um, um, and I'll tell you why I love coaching women, because they actually get shit done. And so there you go. Darren Bebo, get shit done. GSD. They get it done and they don't mess around. And so I love when you go try to tackle something new and you're trying to figure it out. And main reason why it never gets figured out because you don't really try to expand your mind to figure it out. You don't really buckle in down and do it. And so when you start working on the business, it's funny how it gets really catchy and contagious to work on the business. What I really love is when I get a new client and they're super frustrated. and we start talking about their business. And I try to really, really shut up the first session to let them get it all out, to just tell me the relief of what's going on. And then I ask what their biggest issue is, and we literally start to solve it the first time we meet. And you can literally, I can physically see a presence in my clients every single time. That's it's almost like a ghost leaves their body, and then they're enlightened to that they have relief. That something's happening that's gonna start making a difference in their business. I watch it. I love it. It's really literally. It's like hitting an eagle in golf or a birdie in golf. I mean, it is. It's just such a great, great feeling. Um, Watching a client light bulb come off and know that they have the right assistance and what to start doing. Now, I mean, I've been through so much, you know, in my career. You know, as you all know, I wrote a book, Operation Entrepreneur Freedom. You know, it talks a lot about stuff. Boy, do I have chapters I could add to that book now. I mean, just in the last summer, I've got a whole new book I could write. I'm not going to. That book, I wrote that book, honestly, and I think why most people write a book if they're in my position, it's not a money making thing. It's a servant thing. It's I paid golly 30 grand to write that book, 35 grand ish roughly to write that book. It wasn't an ego thing. It was a what can I do so that somebody can literally pick up a book, start reading it, and learn mainly in my book what not to do and a lot of what to do's, from my mistakes. And so I've accidentally done a lot of stuff right, I always say, and I absolutely learned from doing a lot of wrong, and it never stops. I mean, it ceased to amaze me how my business can keep doing a lot of wrong, and then we keep correcting it, and just keep getting bigger and better. And so it's just it's like that. But you know, if you didn't know, you can go on Amazon and find Operation Entrepreneur Freedom, and I priced it at like $10. You can buy it and read it. I haven't. I was gonna record the audio during all that mess happening to me. I mean, literally, literally the day I had scheduled to go record it on Audible is when the biggest bomb hit this year for me, and I had to cancel. And there's just no way I could go record it. I will record it eventually when I get the time to go do it. But I mean, anyway, so let's have a marketing minute. So a marketing minute. So what I want to talk about, I kind of mentioned a little bit about reviews. Uh, if you're not asking for reviews at the time of payment, I mean, you're really missing out on an opportunity. When you do ask for a review, here's where it helps you with your rankings and the Google 3-pack and your SEO. Mainly the Google 3-pack being shown in there is if you're controlling the review at the time of the reviews being written, and you ask them to say something, you want to ask and say something about the keyword why you're there. So like I'll be simple. It's easy. Dallas chimney sweep. We're in Dallas. It's a chimney sweep. I want to come up for that keyword. So I asked them to say Dallas chimney sweep in their review. Say, hey, this is the best Dallas chimney sweep, that we've ever occurred. Chad was here and sold us a great package. The guys did a great job, and the chimney cleaning and the repairs, and we love our new chimney cap. Blah blah blah. So you ask for, to say a keyword, and then here's where the magic is. You don't just say thank you in your response, your reply. You got to use the keyword again. That's how Google triggers that is a word that you should be ranking for. When you both start saying it. Google's not stupid. And they are very, very keen, on what to rank you for. And so if you get to control the review, ask for the keyword you want to put in there, obviously pertaining to the job that they did. And then when you reply, use the same keyword. And so it's super powerful in getting you rankings in the 3-pack. So guys, there's your marketing minute. So okay, back to the day. And so when you start building or make up your mind to do a system, you're going to have, let's just say big or small, you're always going to have some pushback from your client or from your employees. So what I strongly suggest is when you're going to do a system, bring the pain to them. I mean, like, one thing to start off with is to start small possibly and get something that's hurting them, that they would make their life better. So I don't know what it would be, just whatever it would be. Go find out something from them and then help them build a system that makes their life better. Now you start getting everybody involved. And when you start getting everybody involved, it's easier to start changing the business for the better. When you start getting everyone's head into it and they start getting into the we are growing mode, then it's so much easier to keep everybody on board. Because if you go and actually get them and you and you might want to go to the one person who is just stubborn, the old Betty, the old goat you've got there or whatever that just won't do anything, and ask them, hey, what is something that we could do that bothers you that we could fix, and then have a meeting about it and find out what could be better, and hopefully it aligns with what you want to fix too. If there's things immediately that you need to fix, like they're not getting payments and you got to figure out a system to make sure they get the payments, or they're not getting pictures of the work, there are things that you have to do that you've got to just say, hey, it's part of the system. you know uh I've got a couple clients that have told me in the last couple weeks, because I've told everybody since our bomb hit us in the spring, don't trust the person, trust the system. Still trust your people, until they don't earn it anymore. But it's about the system. So I had a couple clients of mine tell me here in the last month that they've really seen a huge difference when they go over the system again, and when one of the employees isn't doing it the way it should be done, all they're saying, guys, this is how you do it. All they're saying is, well, did you work the system? Did you do exactly what you're supposed to do? And then you're gonna get a flying bunch of excuses thrown at you, right? Blah blah. And stay. Let them get it out, maybe. Like, well, did you do the system? And you just stay steady, rock face, steady face, and look right at them. And go, did you do the system? Eventually, they're gonna have to say no. You say, well, please do your system. Please go get this done. Whatever you didn't do, get it done. They can't argue with you. I mean, they get excuses. All their excuses are all full of shit. So it's just, go ahead and stay your ground. You don't have to get upset. I strongly urge you not to. As a matter of fact, it's just going to elevate, or escalate and elevate the situation. Just be very calm. Did you do the system? Okay, I need you to do what I pay you to do. The system as is, as the way we wrote it and how we've trained you to do it. Please do that. That's it. And if they're not going to do it, well, then you got to make a choice, right? You got to get down to the fact of and go into a space that I don't really want to bring up today, which is get negative, and you have to start dealing with bad apple employees, which I got plenty of podcasts on that. And so, you know, hold your ground without getting upset and do the right thing. And you're going to start finding the biggest perpetrator when you first started your business and to everybody was you. So make sure that you are being accountable to everything you do. The worst thing you do is be the captain and say nobody smoke on the ship, and you're smoking a cigar. You can't do that. You can't be the guy smoking when you're telling everybody not to smoke. That's the principle I'm going with here. And so you've got to be as accountable as them, because otherwise it's never going to work. If you don't elevate your game, then it is what it is. So a few years back, I'll give you an example. A few years back, I had to come out of I guess you'd say retirement, and start training a couple guys in sales on the road in the field. This 2017, I think 2018 possibly. So I was back out in the field for about 2 months, maybe 6 weeks. And the call center told me at one point in time, and at the later part of the almost close to 6 weeks, how they were gonna miss me being out in the field. And I was like, "Well, why?" "Well, thank you. Well, why are you gonna miss me?" He goes, "Because we never have a question for you. All your notes are right. The measurements are there. Everything's done. I mean, you call up and talk to us. You're kind. You're excited. You're happy. And it just was easy when you were here, when you were in the field. So I led by example. I mean, and by the way, I didn't do that on purpose. I was just doing my job as I knew how to do it, and I did it. I mean, I'm very militaristic that way. I mean, if you're supposed to turn a screw, torque it, or a bolt, and you're supposed to torque it to whatever pressure and whatever it is, that's what you torque it to. I mean, that's I don't. There is no other way. That's I'm very black and white on a lot of things. My gray areas, are far and few between. Although there are a few, there are gray areas. But when it comes to my business and how I want to sell and operate and get stuff done, I'm pretty much black and white, pretty close to black and white. And when you understand what black and white is, and nobody's given any latitude, everyone's on the same even keel, whether they're good or bad at their job, then things will work. And so, um, guys, I'm so happy to be back. I will be doing the podcast every single week again. I love it. I'm coaching. I'm doing the marketing. Eventually we will have our software coming out for home services businesses that is going to be really cool. Yeah, and so Masters is doing wonderful, and thank God for that. But I am taking on clients, so if you want a free session and talk to me, chat with me, you can text me at 972-877-3585. Of course, you can email me at chat@outsidethebusinessbox.com, or you can get on Messenger on Facebook and go ahead and message me that way. And so, if you want to get into a mastermind group, it's $500, dude. Girls, dude, that's whatever. It's not much, but it could change the business of learning from everybody else what they would do. You also get insights from me, and I'm really trying to get 10 to 15 businesses into one to really start going. I am going to have a full agenda. I have put it on Chimney World. But this is not just for chimney companies. This is for home services companies. So and I know I have other people out there listening that aren't in the chimney business. This is a business running mastermind, and I can coach anybody outside of the chimney business as well. As a matter of fact, I mean, half my clients are not in the chimney business, so I appreciate that. And so, if you need some marketing, you want some marketing help, go ahead and same thing, text or email or messenger me, and I'll be glad to look at your website to see if we can help you. So again, guys, so good to be back. I'm so happy to be here, and I hope to be as much help and servitude to you as I possibly can. And God bless. We'll see you next week.